Welcome back to the IBSP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Canelo Alvarez cherry picking Chris Eubank. Look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And according to Chavi and ESPN, he states that Canelo Alvarez versus Chris Eubank Jr. is reportedly now in negotiations, and it's claimed that this fight is the front runner to happen next for Canelo Alvarez. Now, I will say this. If Canelo Alvarez fights Chris Eubank Jr., a guy, this is completely a cherry pick. There's no defending this fight. There's no standing by this fight. And Canelo Alvarez will be labeled as garbage truck juice should he fight Chris Eubank. You can't be the face of boxing fighting Chris Eubank Jr. You can't be a great fighter fighting Chris Eubank Jr. This is unacceptable. It's trash. And Canelo Alvarez, if he takes this fight next, he will be labeled as trash. At the end of the day, we got to keep the same energy. Nobody's above that standard. And Canelo Alvarez, if you fight Chris Eubank Jr., you're garbage truck juice, and you will be roasted and toasted. And look, let me break it down. The problem I have with this, as far as coming from Chavez, just a few days ago, Chavez come out and stated that Canelo could fight Edgar Berlanga and Jermall Charlo. So within the span of a week, Canelo went from fighting Berlanga to Charlo to Chris Eubank. So Chavez just throwing a bunch of names against the wall. I don't know who he's going to fight or not, but all three names that are mentioned are all trash fights. Chris Eubank is completely a cherry pick and definitely should not be in consideration. So if Canelo does fight him, he's going to be officially labeled as trash. Edgar Berlanga, Jermall Charlo, those are garbage fights as well. Let's just be honest and unbiased. Now, am I defending Canelo? Absolutely not, because that's not something that I can defend. I have to keep the same energy. But I don't believe Canelo will fight a guy like Chris Eubank. I don't believe that's going to be the fight. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. But I go based on Canelo Alvarez's history. His history showed me he's a great fighter. His history showed me that he's willing to take challenges and big fights, and he's willing to risk his success and everything he's worked for. That's what Canelo's history has shown me. So I believe his history at this point to give him the benefit of the doubt. But if he is picking one of them trash ass fights, he will be body back.